Okay,
Okay.
so where are we?
I, I sent out the edits that we discussed from Tuesday.
Right,
Right, and then Ethan sent out further edits with inserting some definitions that we've agreed upon.
Oh, Ethan sent out further edits?
I just sent what I received from Eleanor. I didn't make any additions to that document.
Oh, I see.
Is this one dated 11/18/25?
Yes.
Okay, just make sure I have the latest.
Yes.
Well, our plan for today was vernal pools, definitions, delineations.
Ooh, I thought we had decided all of that.
Well, we did discuss it, yeah, in the last meeting.
Okay. So I think the changes I circulated included those updates that we agreed upon at the last on our Tuesday meeting.
There are a couple of things that I think we could clarify with the definition that we have.
Okay.
Let me navigate to the latest draft. Okay. I'm looking at the vernal pool definition, and it looks like we took out a minimum size.
we did.
Okay. So is the idea, we also did that with isolated wetlands.
Yes,
So the idea is we don't have any minimum for these.
exactly.
Okay.
Basically, what we did was took out the size limit but did eliminate at least for isolated wetlands, we eliminated the maintained lawns. Now, are we thinking that vernal pools should, even if they're in a maintained lawn, do we think there are vernal pools in maintained lawns? First question.
I don't think so.
All right.
I mean, certainly not if something that somebody's actively mowing, as part of their landscape.
Right. Shouldn't be. No.
Yeah. And if there is a vernal pool 25 feet away, as of today, it would be, in my mind, same as the old order of conditions or whatever, we wouldn't want them to expand closer. Right?
Oh, sorry, can you say that again?
Let's just say in theory, there was a vernal pool 25 feet away. We wouldn't want them to get any closer. They would have said like their work was already done. So their existing use, their existing yard, they have the right to keep that as is. They just can't go any closer.
Okay.
I think that makes sense as a performance standard.
Yeah. And then I don't know I guess each of these, maybe the thing to do would be to document why we're making the decisions that we are, like the changes. We're not going to have a minimum size because we're using these other performance criteria, for example. Like, I don't know what you think about that, but that will hopefully eliminate this sort of revisiting questions down the road.
Well, I think what we should do is move through the document from start to finish And after we finished with a section, don't keep going back to it. We've been
Mhm.
circling around some of these sections for months.
Mhm.
I think we need to just decide that we're done with this and move on to the next, rather than, I mean, I'm not sure how we document our decisions except by having adopted language.
Yeah, okay.
I think is what we want to do. That would be my suggestion.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
I mean, we've gone through,
Do you want me to share my screen?
yeah, probably makes sense. Okay, you're gonna have to enlarge that a little bit, I don't know.
Okay, hang on a second. That. And you can see it. I can't see what I'm sharing.
Oh, that's unfortunate. What you have is sections 1 to 3. Okay.
Yeah. And I've turned out, just to make it easier to read, I've hidden the track changes.
Okay.
And I think, I mean, I'm just going right to the highlighted part, pond of any size. I think last time we concluded we want to say ponding area of any
Okay.
size, right?
Yes.
Oops. Okay.
We did decide to take out land under water bodies. Or I'm sorry, wait, yeah, I think we did decide we're not doing land under water bodies.
Okay. A second. Sorry, I just want to make a note of that. Okay. I think we had this. This is a semicolon.
We decided to replace isolated vegetated wetlands with just isolated wetlands.
We hang on. Where's that?
That's in that same sentence.
Isolated wetlands, including. Okay, so I can just eliminate this.
Eliminate the word vegetated.
Okay, because we have isolated wetlands, including
Oh, including isolated
vegetated wetlands and land subject to flooding.
So we would just eliminate the clause after the dash, except for inland ice, and I would suggest isolated wetlands and land subject to flooding. Yes.
Well, one thing that I want to think about is, would we protect an isolated wetland that's not vegetated differently from an isolated vegetated wetland? Because they have different interests. Or do we want to be able to? I mean, we've talked about having basically the same buffer and no touch around both. So you could say we don't have to make the decision, but I also worry that if we don't, refer to that distinction, do we kind of lose the ability to do some regulation?
What is an isolated wetland that is not vegetated?
Well, a vernal pool might not be isolated land subject to flooding.
Well, we call out isolated land subject to flooding.
And like last time we talked about, we were talking about the example of people who have depressions that maybe they look like a depression in the lawn, but it's actually a wetland. And it serves a function of, holding water from time to time. So when people fill that in, it ends up flooding onto the neighbor's property. So we do want to regulate those.
Didn't we set a say it had to have hydric soil?
Yeah.
So I think down in the definitions when, I think we included hydric soils. Let me just go down there. That is not,
Isolated wetland
so does this work?
and shall mean a ponding area of any size underlain by hydric soils.
Mm-hmm. And then we say the type of isolated wetland, marshes, bogs, and ponding, including. I guess we could also say ponds and ponding areas of any size, excluding maintained lawns.
Yep.
Yeah, I think we talked about putting that exemption for grandfathering of maintained lawns in the performance standards, not in the definition.
Oh, you mean don't put excluding maintained lawns up here?
Well, not in the definition or not in the jurisdiction.
Okay, so you think move that?
Why not?
I think it had to do with making it jurisdictional, which that would allow us to review it, right? But then we could exempt it under, through the grandfathering. Like it would allow us to lay eyes on it rather than someone just saying,
Exempt. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because really, we want to look at anything within 100 feet. Like we want to be notified if they're going to be doing work within 100 feet of a resource area.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay, so we just have to make sure that's in. Okay. Here. So then just, this is the definition up here. Let me just go back to your point. We say it again, but I think we don't, I think we can just get.
I think you want to delete that as we discussed. That, yes, all of that.
Okay. And land subject to flooding?
No, leave that.
Okay. So it would be.
Or lands within 100 feet of any of the aforesaid resource areas.
Or lands with it, yeah, of the aforesaid.
Does that get its own separate bullet? Is that part of that first bullet?
I'm
Trying to
thinking it's part of
understand
the first bullet. Right? Isn't that what we're saying?
Okay, well then I would eliminate the period after the word flooding. Put a comma there instead.
Oh,
Not there, at the end of that line.
land subject to flooding.
Period.
Oh, it has a period.
Yes, you
Actually,
don't
it
want
should
a
be a
period.
comma. Yeah, you're right. Or said resources. And this should be, this should probably be a,
The other thing, and this is a formatting issue,
mhm.
you have section 2A and 3 bullets. Section 3, then we go to A and we have numbering. I think we want to get our formatting sorted eventually here. It's not
Oh, yeah.
for today,
Yeah.
but I think, they should all probably be numbered
Yeah.
instead of bulleted.
Yes. And I think there's like a particular format for,
Okay,
so are we good with these two sections? I think you
Yes,
changed
I
this
think
to
so.
semicolon and then collectively the resource areas by the commission. And then we say said resource area shall be protected whether or not they border surface water.
I think in the first bullet, there's redundancy at the very end where land subject to flooding is mentioned twice.
Oh, let's see. Oh, you're right. Should I get rid of it here?
Yes,
Or lands within 100 feet.
yeah.
Okay.
Delete your carriage return after that comma, and it'll pull that right up.
Okay. Oops, it's not spaced. I don't know. Better font. Okay. So go down to definitions.
I think that's where we are now. Yes, I think we're
Okay.
done.
Protected. Maybe this is comma, protected whether or not. Sorry, getting a little grammar. All right. Definitions.
Probably want to just get rid of 2.
Periods, hang on. Yeah, I think that's the person one, and that again, 95% of all bylaws have, put the definitions in for those key things for simplicity, I guess. I can do a little bit more research on that, but it means down the road, if the WPA changes and comes with like a less strict standard on definitions, you still have what you have in the bylaw.
We have the clause in B that says we incorporate the definitions of terms and procedures that are in the WPA.
Yeah, but if they amend the WPA to change definitions, for example.
I mean, sometimes they do say as amended, meaning they will just go along with whatever the WPA changes.
We do say it here, as they may be amended.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I'd prefer not to have people having to present plans and analyses based on 2 different definitions because ours is at odds with the WPA.
It wouldn't be different, it would be the same, but just showing it here so people know.
Question is, how many definitions are we going to incorporate here then? Because
I think the 2 that we eliminated that I care about are bank and person. Because bank's jurisdictional, right?
yeah,
And then person also includes municipality.
yes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And bank, you want to include it even though it's in WPA, just so it's there? Accessible?
Yeah, because if like when you think about these homeowner trying to understand if the bylaw applies to them, they're going to look at the like the easiest thing is to have the critical definitions and jurisdictional areas in your bylaw so there's no mistaking, that they don't have to look in like 3 different places to know that bank is a resource area. I mean,
But
that's
why bank and not some of the others?
Yeah.
What did we eliminate? I don't think we eliminated that. Hang on. We just eliminated person and bank. That's really it. Date of issuance. Again, I mean, Elaine, do you have an opinion on these things? Because you've definitely have the experience with things going to court or what have you, like challenges.
So I think your point about what's jurisdictional is a good one to give the definition for the exact reason that you said. Date of issuance, that's also, that's in the WPA. Let's see what else you have here.
It's,
Personally, I think they're all good. I think they all should be in there, except the business of modifying the isolated vegetative wetland, which has been changed. But these are the things that I agree a person is going to look at and say, does the bylaw apply to me?
So you're suggesting, Elaine, that we duplicate the WPA definitions here?
Yeah, I think so. I do.
Mhm.
Just put them in there because the average person is going to say, what applies to me?
Okay, well, then we just need to make sure that they are accurate word for word and period for period compared to the WPA, because otherwise we're going to face issues in terms of challenges, I'm afraid.
No, as long as it's a more strict standard. But certainly the ones where we're
If all we're
duplicating.
doing is duplicating, we need to just make sure we've duplicated it precisely.
Okay, that's understood.
And if bank is taken out, then you don't want someone to say you can't regulate a bank under the bylaw because it's not listed as one of the definitions that's jurisdictional.
Well, we say that,
Unless you've got it someplace else here. Let's see. You do have it here, any bank, freshwater. Still, if you're going to mention it in jurisdiction, I think it's a good idea to define what it is.
Yeah.
okay. I don't have any particular animus one way or the other, but my focus was trying to keep things simple so we don't cross ourselves up.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I can understand that too.
Yeah, and I mean, unless we also define like swamp, marsh,
Yeah,
bog, I mean, they will have to refer to the WPA and
I think that's fine, and you can again just sort of high level, because on a challenge or something, somebody could say, well, you didn't really define this as part of your, jurisdictional area, or
So if you define freshwater wetland, which you do jurisdictionally, if something isn't defined and somebody says, I don't know what a marsh is, you can go to the common definition. You can go to a dictionary, which will tell you what's a marsh, what's a wet meadow, what's a bog, what's a swamp, because they're all different. And sometimes if you can't find it in the law, you just go back to, you open up your dictionary and you go to that definition.
mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
So I think you're okay as far as that goes.
And honestly, I think we didn't have too many definitions here. I think these were all like ones that were in the MAC templates and in the model bylaws I saw.
Okay.
yeah,
So-
I don't think when we say in B, except as otherwise provided, the definitions and terms are set forth in the Wetlands Protection Act. I don't think anyone would have a leg to stand on because the definitions are different from the jurisdiction. You know, so I just don't think that would hold up. I mean, I guess I suppose I'm fine with a couple of definitions, but I think the more we do this kind of duplicating what's in the WPA, the more we, do create the risk of, challenges and errors.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, I mean, one or two perhaps, but I don't really see the argument for
Yeah,
doing some
agreed.
and not others. But I mean, I do see that being important. Isolated wetland, obviously important, intermittent stream, but some of the duplicated ones. I mean, I'm fine with bank, but
Yeah, I mean, the problem with duplicating the WPA is there are pages and pages of definitions.
No, and we're not suggesting that. I liked what we had essentially in the original draft, because it it came from like 95%. I mean, I really struggled to find bylaws that didn't have those things. You know, so with the exception of the definitions that we agreed to change, I don't know what's happened to person. It's out, so I'd have to put that back in. Oh no, here it is. I mean, this doesn't make it that much longer. Let's see, review, project. Let me just term into we're good with the intermittent stream. And let me just make sure. So project. We're good with 3 because we just talked through this one. So can I go ahead and accept the change, or do you want me to keep it in track changes?
Well, I thought we agreed on that language, so.
Yeah. So let me just show. So I can just, okay, you guys are.
I think there's also some redundancy at the end here because it's described as a ponding area of any size.
Oh, you're right.
And then includes ponds and
Oh,
maybe
right.
you would just say including but not limited to. Yeah, it does. Includes but not limited to. And ponds. And get rid of that ponding area.
I would just get rid of that first one. Well,
That's where we
okay,
define
the
it
first
by
one is,
hydric
the
soil.
first one, yeah, the first one needs to be there.
There. Can't we just say this?
And ponds.
And ponds. And then we can say something like as defined. Oh no, these are the definite. Okay.
This is our definition.
Okay. Okay, and then we're good. Okay, so we have this. So I'm going to delete this one. We're going to accept. And something I can change the order and move person up, so it's a little more, the sequence is a little more logical. Like honestly, I would move. Second.
Well, that needs a number.
Yeah. Let's just focus on the
I
line.
don't think I would mess with the order particularly. I don't think it matters.
Okay.
Unless you want to put them alphabetically or something.
That's a good idea. Let's see.
It doesn't, I don't see, we don't seem to have a particular logic above.
No.
L.
Yeah, I'll look at that. I'll see what other bylaws do and just see.
Okay, move on then.
Yeah. Are we good with intermittent stream?
I thought we were.
Okay. Okay.
Vernal pool habitat is next.
So let me, is it easier to read if I hide the changes here?
No, it's fine.
So the adult predatory fish population, I don't think is actually part of the Division of Fish and Wildlife criteria.
But wouldn't a vernal pool have to be free of adult predatory fish population?
I think it does, or they eat the eggs.
Yeah, I
Yes.
thought it was.
Yeah, I thought it would have to be, Jennifer.
Yeah, right. But I'm just saying the last time I looked at the criteria, I don't think that's actually part of the criteria.
But it seems like we could make it part of ours if we wanted to.
Yes. Mhm.
Vernal pool habitat in the WPA, and it does says which are free from adult fish populations.
Maybe predatory is not a good word. It's free from adult fish populations. Elaine, are there vernal pools which have fish? I don't know why we say predatory fish populations.
I don't either. The WPA doesn't mention predatory fish, although you can assume if there are fish there, they're eating little eggs.
Yeah, but I think that's like an unnecessary qualifier. Are you guys,
Yeah, they don't use it. WPA doesn't have it.
are you guys good if I delete predatory, just that word?
Yeah. Jennifer, are you okay?
Deleting predatory?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. I'm looking at the criteria and it's a little confusing because at one point the DFW criteria says, I guess it's in the definition. It's really confusing. It's in some parts, but not others. But then they have their little criteria table and their criteria. Oh, okay. Fish are part of the facultative method, but not part of the obligate method. There's the two different methods for certifying, and the fish are part of one of them.
Meaning like absence of fish.
Right.
Okay. Oops, I just saw this happen.
And then if you eliminate it, you don't have to get into an argument, is this fish predatory or not? You
Correct.
just assume they all are.
They all need to eat. So,
All eat, yeah.
okay.
What the heck is a predatory fish, right?
I know.
Buddha?
So I have a question on this.
Yes.
Is there anything in this that talks about, I know you don't include certification by the Department of Fisheries and Wildlife. So that enables you to keep it open to look for vernal pools during the notice of intent hearing process, right?
I think so, yeah.
Good. Okay, that's good. That's just what you want to do.
Yeah.
That means that when somebody's examining the site, this will be part of their sort of due diligence.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good. Okay. Because, if you look at vernal, it also refers to spring. So you want to make sure that it carries throughout the year.
Mhm.
Okay, I'm good. Thank you.
Okay. Can we move down to?
Yep.
Oh, shoot. Exemptions and exceptions. This is, yeah, essentially the language from the WPA related to storm drainage systems and sewer lines without changing size, location, or configuration.
Okay. Did that section of the WPA have a provision to it? Provided that the work is done. I guess that is a provision, right?
Yes.
What are we talking about?
The second bullet point.
A provision. I mean, I think that is essentially the provision. I have to pull up. Let me just review my what are the comments?
So
I mean, I guess what are you suggesting, Jennifer, that we
No,
need?
well, I'm just asking, and I have it open in one of my like 1,000 tabs, so I'll look as well. But you know, a lot of these exceptions come with provisions like, you know, this is exempted as long as you stay 25 feet back, or, you know, and just
Yes.
making sure that where the WPA does that, we do that as well.
Yes, I added that because
Back.
yeah, because when I looked at the WPA, they didn't just exempt, you know, sewers and storm drains. It was the without changing size, location, and configuration, I'm pretty sure. But do you have the WPA up?
I do, and I'm
Hang on.
scrolling through it.
And I think I had a um,
Was this under like the minor activities section of the
Mm.
WPA?
it was 10 oh my god, I'm having a brain fart. I think it came from the inland resource areas exemptions. Give me a second.
are you looking for the WPA minor
It was
project?
like it was essentially like the exemptions, you know, and there's,
So that's 10.02 2B.
thank you,
Two.
O to 2B. So
Two.
2. Do you have it in front of you? Is that,
I have it in front of me yeah, I've got my
you-
notebook here, the WPA.
do you mind reading it to us?
What is it you want? What exactly is it that you want? I have it right here in front of me.
I think Jennifer is asking like how it's worded, like for the maintaining and repairing that existing stuff.
Repairing and maintaining utilities.
Mhm.
Okay, let's see. Pedestrian walkways, fencing, vista pruning, conversion of lawn. Let's see what else it is. Well, here's one. Installation of underground utilities within existing paved or unpaved roadways.
Mhm.
Provided that all work is conducted within the roadway or driveway, all trenches are closed at the end of the day. Installation and repair of underground sewer lines with existing paved or unpaved roadways, provided all work is conducted within the roadway, all trenches closed at the end of the day. They break it into 3 parts here. Installation of new equipment within existing or approved electric or gas facilities. When it is contained entirely within the developed/disturbed existing front yard.
Stop sharing.
Then, okay,
Well, there's a total of
existing utility equipment. So
Yeah.
they've got like 4
17
different ways
definitions,
of doing it.
17
I'm sorry, what did you say?
there are what, 17 or 18 different
Yeah,
specific
Yes,
items
they're
called out in here.
right. I think the ones Elaine read pertain to water and sewage, which I
Okay.
think is
utility
what,
lines, yeah.
and yeah, they do have additional they say existing, and then they have additional provisions of that the work is done within the roadway or driveway, and all trenches are closed at the completion of each workday.
Each of those calls that out, yes. So are you suggesting, Jennifer, we adopt that same language here?
I think so. I mean, I think this is another place where we want it to be harmonized with the WPA and also not less strict.
Um,
I mean, this is going to be work that's, I guess this could be done by a homeowner.
Well,
But also a lot of
it's
this would be
only-
done by DPW.
most of these are DPW, I think.
yeah.
That's true, yeah.
DPW or a utility,
Mhm.
could be the municipal light department. Or it could be the phone company.
Yeah, I mean, I think you don't want to exempt everything, right? Because it is a local bylaw. But I think this captures the, existing, the theme of the existing footprints and not altering it in a simple way.
mhm.
If I could add something here, one of
Yes.
the problems we have seen with minor projects is the applicant looks at it and says, this is a minor project. I can just go ahead and do this. But the question as to whether or not it's a minor project should not be with the person reading the bylaw. It should be with the Conservation Commission.
Mhm.
So there should be a, provided that phrase that says the applicant has consulted and received prior authorization from the Conservation Commission. So it just means that if somebody says, I have a small project here, I'd like to go forward, he at least checks in with the Conservation Office, who
Okay.
will say, yes, this is a minor project. Otherwise, you're going to have people say, and I've seen it happen, this is a minor project. I didn't have to tell you about it.
Yeah. So
And that
can we add
raises
that?
a lot of problems.
Where does that get put in, Elaine?
We add it.
Let's see.
I mean, it doesn't belong here, really. These are just definitions.
We could add it at the end here because we have this phrase, the commissioner or its agent shall decide whether a project is deemed to be minor after consulting
Oh,
with.
there it is. There it is. There it is. I'm sorry,
So
I
we
didn't
have it.
follow the
Yeah.
page. It's already in there.
Yeah.
My apologies. I didn't
I
flip
would
it.
suggest pulling that out so that it follows the same margin as A, B, and D, the letters above,
Oh,
rather than being indented.
oh, I see. Like, okay. Shift the,
It just seems like it belongs as it is a
make it an
standard.
E. Is that what you're saying? Like make it item E or something?
I'm not sure. I mean, it really is part of minor project exemptions, right?
Well, maybe we want,
Are we saying that C and D are minor project exemptions or no?
well, let's see, we could call them saying,
Because if we're not, then I would move this up so that it's part of B. I'm just
okay, what
wondering,
about, let me ask for C and D, do we still want to hear from the,
do we want DPW to come to us every time they're going to be maintaining a sidewalk?
um,
I think the answer is no to that.
okay. So Elaine, where would you put this statement, like up with C? Or I mean, up with B?
Seems to me that's where it belongs.
Yeah, I'd put it up with B.
Okay.
As long as it's in there.
Okay. Sorry. Is that okay? Are you would, I know we got to make this a little more format.
Good. That works.
Okay.
Looking at C, again, you have a sort of odd structure.
Yeah.
We come to, in the first line, you come over to resource area and then existing structures or work colon
Sorry, C, maintaining.
C.
Oh, that was I must have been doing something in track changes. So I think this is what's supposed to happen is this would be existing structures or work.
Okay, then that makes sense.
Yeah, and then this gets deleted.
Okay.
Sometimes there's like too much. And this should be any existing structure or use of such structure. Oh. Are we good with that?
So it looks like C is a continuation of the kind of B minor projects because otherwise it's not actually a complete sentence. Existing structures are maintaining existing roads and sidewalks so long as modifications do not encroach to a resource area.
Yeah.
Run off toward a resource area.
I think the one.
It seems like that's supposed to follow the application and permit required by this bylaw shall not be required for other actions involved in just B.
Sorry, Jennifer, I'm not following. Sorry.
Well, I think what we're trying to say with C is that the application and permit required by this bylaw shall not be required for existing structures or work.
Mm-hmm.
So I think we want to put that in there under C, or maybe repeat that, or just put C under B.
Well, I guess some of the existing stuff might not be minor, right? Or hang on.
Well, then we should copy the application and permit shall not be required for maintaining existing roads and sidewalks.
Oh, that's what you're saying.
Yeah.
This language. Okay. Okay. I guess the other thing too, yeah, we could just make it another bullet under B. Does that make sense? Maintaining existing roads, sidewalks, any existing, just turn these into bullets. Right?
Yeah, I mean that I don't know what DPW normally I don't know how that normally gets classified, roads and sidewalks. Does that normally get done on a project?
I didn't realize I was muted. DPW normally,
They come to us.
huh? They would come to us for anything of substance,
Well,
but they don't come to us with every sidewalk repair that they do.
Well, they came to us for that, those small road work and sewer, where they were putting in a new sidewalk for Green Street, remember, next to the, that knotweed thicket, like that wetland where the storm drain was really close to the wetland.
Mm-hmm.
So they come to us, they still have to follow those provisions outlined in the WPA where the trenches have to be covered same day, that type of thing.
Right.
So, and maybe we don't call this minor project exemption. I don't know. We can come up with another name for this. But all this stuff could be under,
Well, we use the term minor in the last sentence of that, of B. So we
Mhm.
have to restructure the whole.
The WPA seems to
You
be
could just
under my,
simply do what Jennifer suggested, Eleanor.
Which is what?
Pick up the language after the words minor project exemption. The application of permit required by this bylaw shall not be
Okay,
required for other actions involved in, and
okay,
then put that before maintaining down in C. And we don't have to decide if it's minor or not. We just simply,
oops, okay. Da, da, da. Something like that, and then we'll just do.
yeah, I have a little trouble telling apart, you know, the projects they just don't come to Concom on, like the one, I think on Oak Street recently where they redid part of the intersection and curb versus the ones they do, like the Lake Ave, right? The one that went along Quanapawet where they replaced the sewer line.
They did
And
come to us for Oak Street, and
I don't think so.
yeah,
Like
that was
like over the summer, the work
uh,
they did like 3 or 4 months ago.
it was like last year before you joined. Sorry, that was the one,
Oak
the
Street.
Oak Street, and they had to put in that crosswalk and
That's a
add.
different one.
This is different.
Yeah. Yeah, and Bill specifically said they didn't come to it before us, which I knew they didn't because that's right by my house.
Mhm.
Right. So sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. But even like the lakes, Lake Ave, I think they did cite a minor exemption. I mean, they presented it, but they said they thought it fell under a minor exemption, if I remember right.
I think we agreed because they were replacing water utilities within the road.
Yeah. Yeah.
mhm,
So sometimes they decide on their own and sometimes they come before us.
yes.
Did somebody tell them like Oak Street, you know, that area was exempt? And it just didn't, I mean, if, right, Elaine or Ethan, you sometimes make the determination on your own.
I think I remember that one coming to us as an RDA, unless there was two there.
I would say that as part of my job here in Winchester, I will make a determination that something is a minor project and does not need to file.
129 Oak was an RDA.
Okay,
Done.
so they are coming to us.
Yep.
Okay. Thank you.
No, I'm talking about a different one on Oak and Old Nahat, which
Oh,
was towards the end of the summer. They redid that area of road and intersection, put in curbs, and Bill specifically referred to that as one that didn't come before the commission
Oak and
under
Old.
minor project. Which I think his point that he was making is that he doesn't want to come before the commission for every sidewalk.
Yeah.
And
I can't think of a wetland there at the bottom of Oak.
there's a stream.
Oh. Well, it's riverfront then, isn't it?
It might be classified as an event stream.
It's the stream, though. Isn't it further down on Old Nahat?
This is basically well, the stream kind of runs along a lot of Old Nahat.
Right, but then it's covered at one point, and then it pops
Yeah.
out behind Farm Street, behind 109 Farm. So that's
Yeah,
further
that's right.
down. That's a lot further down on Old Nahat.
Oh, and actually, the stream is right there at that intersection, Old Nahat and Oak Street.
Is it culverted?
I think part of it is.
I don't think it daylights in that area.
It does. It's above ground.
Okay, we have 2 minutes left. I know you had a hard
You should-
stop.
Yeah.
So I think we're okay with this so far.
Mhm.
I don't think we had any issues with the applications and hearings, request for determination, permits and conditions, buffer zone. Riverfront setback. We went through presumption of vernal pool habitat. Guidelines for determining if a ponding area is a vernal pool habitat. Overcoming presumption of vernal pool. And then we have waivers, expiration, I don't think we had issues with the other things. So I'm going to just clean up the formatting. What are our next steps? Do you guys want to take a closer read of this once I circulate it?
I do still think, at least with vernal pools, that we have to have a delineation. Which I think a lot of places use the same one. It's like the high water level. And obviously performance standards.
Yeah, but this is with the high water level.
Well, I mean, it's more than that, but there are definitions or delineations out there.
Yeah, I think we decided to use the, what did we have? We decided not to use the water level because a lot of times it's dry. And so you want to use the edge of the depression.
Okay, but we do probably want to, I think we said that we wanted to, articulate the definition and the delineation.
Oh, you're saying we don't have that sufficiently? Okay.
Well, for vernal pools, I mean, we don't have it written out here, and I don't, off the top of my head, I don't know if the WPA defines the delineation.
They have the high water mark, but we can make it more strict.
Yeah.
And we could say other, like the edge and underlain by hydric soils, that type of thing.
Yeah, and they look sometimes like when it's dry, like leaf staining?
Yeah. Does that have to be put here or in the regulations?
Well, I think the last time we talked about it, we said that we were going to kind of write everything out, and then once we have it, decide how it's going to get separated into bylaw and regulations.
Okay. If you have any language you want to send, you want me to like the Sudbury?
So there are examples of language in the vernal pool materials that
Elaine said.
Yeah.
Can you take a stab at that section? Because I think I'm just struggling to put that together.
Okay. Yeah, and performance standards for each of these.
Well, I think I thought we were talking about the performance standards going into the regulations.
Regulations, yeah.
Right, but again, we talked about writing out basically everything we want and then separating it into regulations and bylaw, because we're going to come back to that question of what to put in the bylaw.
Yeah, I don't disagree with that. Go ahead.
No, I'm just going to say I have to kind of take a step back on these things, so I'm happy to transition some of this to people because I'm getting into my very, very busy season. But yeah, I mean, if you have something specific in mind, I can put this in, or I can transfer the draft over. I mean, we can also have a separate working document that talks about the performance standards that we want to have for each of these, and then that becomes part of the regulations. Or pieces of it get pulled into the bylaw as appropriate.
Well, and I do have to jump off, but are we going to schedule another meeting?
I'd
Yeah.
like to,
Do that.
Okay. 2 weeks out would be December 5th.
I will not be here December 5th, just so you know.
I can't do the 28th. I could do the 12th.
and I'm looking at my schedule. I could do the 5th. But Elaine, you can't, I can do did somebody say they can't do the 12th?
I can do the 12th.
I can also do the 12th.
I have a problem with the 12th as well. My apologies. There's a big DEP meeting in Arlington that day.
Okay. Why don't we decide by email? Because I do have to jump off now, and I think that
Okay.
will, create a
Okay.
quorum issue. So,
I mean, 12th is probably better for me, but I can do the 5th. But yeah, I'm gonna have limited research time to like research new things.
If you want
all right,
to, I can do research and send it like I did the vernal pools, and would be very happy to do that.
Yeah, and if you can send it directly to us, that'd be good. And then because we can look at it on the weekend.
Sure.
Thank you.
all right, I'm gonna jump off.
Okay, we
so
gotta make a motion to close.
Yeah, I think we need a motion to close the meeting.
I'll make a
Motion.
motion to close.
Second,
All in favor, Eleanor,
yes,
Jennifer,
Yes,
and I'm in favor as well. Okay,
thank you.
we'll
thanks.
find a meeting date via email and meet again then.
Okay,
Our next
sounds good.
regular meeting is not until the 16th of December.
So it'd be good to, meet before then.
Yes.
Thank you.